Welcome back to Nerdocracy, the show for nerds governed by nerds. We are your hosts and humble Nerdocrats, Jordan, Alberto, and Tom. What's up, guys?
Not
How's it
much,
going?
man. How you doing?
Yeah. Good. Back home again in Indiana.
Have a nice
Um,
time away from us and all the Nerdocrats.
and apologies to the Nerdocrats for lying. I did say we would do the show while I was on vacation, and we did not do the show.
Vacation takes
Fine.
precedent.
That's fine.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting totally sunburnt on the first day, that was priority. So if I'm itching myself over the course of the show, you'll just know it's sunburn. So
The worst part is as it's going away, as it's healing, because it just makes you uncomfortably itchy the entire time.
yep. But
Well,
it should be fine by Legion's Con. I'll just be hopefully nice and tan. I don't know if it carries over that long.
I think if anything, it'll all have peeled away by that point. But I guess we'll watch it in real time.
Oh,
here.
my
you'll
bald
be-
ass head. So much
be-
peeling.
You'll be kind of like a Walking Dead over there, yeah, peeling all over the place.
Mhm.
Yes. Walking Dead. That immediately wanted to take me to Marvel Zombies, which we are going to talk about on the show, but it is not where we will start the show.
But you know where else we saw zombies this past week was in Peacemaker season finale.
There you go.
We did, yeah.
Flawless
Actually, we did.
segue. Flawless segue. See, not only season finale, but we didn't talk about the episode beforehand.
Yep.
Which, this whole show, I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself. And
No, get ahead of
complain.
yourself. 'cause
We're there. We're here.
about the-
So
Yeah,
Yeah, we are here. The
Let us know
door's
your-
open.
full thoughts, no apologies. Just go for it, man.
I wish James Gunn would have been a little bit more. One of the good things about him is he's very open, but at the same time, I feel like he overpromised so much on this show, and maybe the expectations. I'm a victim of expectations, and I
I think
shouldn't
the
have been.
expectations were too high
hi.
for what people were. I kept seeing people talking about the possibility of getting a GI robot and everything, and I think Alberto, you and I talked about, we're like,
Yeah.
Talked about
not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. And
Right.
then he came out and said that we will see him in live action at some point. It's like maybe it will happen, but I feel like that clouded the water in a way that kind of maybe set people's expectation up for.
Well, he did say expect big names in the DC universe, and then we have the way the first season ended, which was huge. So you're also it's like a video game when you're making a sequel or a movie, whatever it is. When you're doing the next thing, you have to one up the thing before it. So the expectations you set for yourself by creating this thing, and then you go to the next step. And this all felt like it could have been crammed into 3 episodes, and we would have been fine. It's just a stepping stone to, it's a stepping stone to Final Crisis is what it is. But that's what he set up here. But I think it could have been done in a much different way. Thinking about how, I don't get paid to do that. So I don't know. But knowing where they're going now, they've totally set the tone for where we're headed with the DCU. We're headed to Final Crisis. We're headed to, we'll talk about this based on the end, but we're headed to Darkseid. We know all of this. But I just feel like the road there, should it have gone through Peacemaker, or should we have gone a different route? I don't know. I've conflicting emotions because I didn't dislike it, but I was just left feeling kind of, oh, okay. That's it.
That was my feeling exactly at the end. So I was like, okay, so we got the planet, the dimension, and no big names were thrown about. Everybody's speculating about Rick Flag Sr. now that he's going to be the villain for Man of Tomorrow.
I don't think so.
I mean, there, and nobody was happy in the way how they, switched his character from all the season and then to the end. Yeah, so
that was very.
There's been a lot of feedback towards to that. So, and I don't know. It felt like everything else was a filler, and this was, the point of the whole series was to set up this, the prison planet and create checkmate, basically what it was, and set up for what's going to be in the future. A lot of people are not going to get it. I think, if you're catering to everybody, that this was not maybe the way to go, especially with a character like Peacemaker to set up a very important future thing that's gonna all this is gonna be related to. So I don't know. I kind of feel it fell flat. And the last episode was, I'm sorry, but I sent some to Thomas. It felt like a 57-minute Cialis commercial. So I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm not
Well, I
enjoying
could have done without the 8 minutes of concerts.
it.
That was
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. I was on my phone. I will say, and I never pick up my phone while I'm watching stuff. I yell at my girlfriend all the time if she has her phone on while we're watching shit. I'm like, put that shit down. During the concert stuff, I was like, let me see how my dailies are going on my game that I'm playing and all that
Yeah,
shit.
the whole slow walk through the building and everybody smiling and the relationship between Hardcore and Peacemaker is cringy as hell. I don't know if she's the boss's wife or anything because there's no chemistry between those two, and it oozes out of the screen at least in the last episode. So I don't know what's gonna happen there, but apparently there's not gonna be a season 3. So
no, that was
No,
my other
uh,
question.
but
Yeah.
like it okay. Because of what they set up, I mean, there might not be a Peacemaker season 3, but there could be a Checkmate season 1.
yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
thought
Like,
yeah, I
yeah,
thought that that's the way that it's gonna be checkmate now, and
yeah.
what the hell they're gonna do with Chris over there, all lost in Savage Land. So we'll see what's gonna happen.
Well, we will see Chris in the DCU going forward, probably as soon as Man of Tomorrow or Lanterns, because I feel like Lanterns is also going to explore the Salvation,
You think so? Because
prison planet.
I don't know if they're gonna. I feel like based on stuff, and I don't think you could ever take what Gunn says word for word because he
You
Yeah,
likes to
shouldn't.
throw in some
Yeah.
curveballs. But he said like this sets up directly what we're going to do in Man of Tomorrow.
yeah,
So
I
I
see
think that
that.
I feel
Yeah.
like Lanterns, Supergirl, they might tie into each other, and Clayface might tie into whatever they end up setting up in Brave and the Bold. But I don't think that we're going to be seeing. I mean, maybe they talk about Salvation in um, Green Lantern, but I don't know. I feel like they kind of will avoid that.
It's so big, though. And are you guys familiar with Salvation Run, JLA Salvation Run?
Yeah, but Gunn did say it has nothing like he's not doing that storyline at all. He's just taking the name for something he wants to do.
hmm
So
Ah,
like you said, I was sets up for Final Crisis and all that. I'm like, I don't think
yeah.
that's where he's going to go because I don't think you step into something that big this early. You
That
know what I mean?
surprised me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're gonna get a
he's
lot of people confused. That's what I'm afraid of. That it's gonna leave a lot of people either not interested in what's gonna happen because apparently, I don't know. I really
yeah.
don't know what's the thinking behind that.
He does that a lot though, where he'll like introduce something and then completely change it. Because like Star Lord's dad, we know is from Spartax in the
hmm
Marvel universe, and he's the king, right? So Star Lord's actually a prince. He's not the son of a celestial or
No, there
anything
you
like
go.
that. So it's like all that. Like, he loves throwing crazy curveballs and bringing these C-list characters to the main screen, the limelight, so he could have a little bit more free reign to kind of play with these things.
Yeah.
Which, when you talk about a new audience, that's great. But when you're talking about the existing comic audience, yeah, it frustrates, confuses, do all this stuff. But I feel like a lot of us have kind of been taught by this point, James Gunn in the
hmm
Marvel universe likes changing shit up all the time.
Yeah.
So we just got to used to expect that. So it'll be new and interesting and different in that
Yeah.
regard.
I just feel like if you're going to do Salvation, um, there has to be a reason based on what salvation means in the comics. So I feel like at least we're going to tie in somehow. Darkseid feels too big
Yeah, I don't
right
think they're
now,
Yeah, no,
doing Dark
that's
Side now.
that's end that's Endgame right there. So
but I mean, Salvation and Darkseid are hand in hand. It's his training world. You'd get everything you want, Alberto. You get the new gods. You'd get all of them if they were going Final Crisis route.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, it'd
but
be a
yeah, I
good way
don't know
to
where they're going to
set
go
up
with it.
New Gods because they are doing a New Gods movie, right? In the next couple of years, like they've
No,
already.
they're doing the animated series for Big Barda and they're Mr.
Okay.
They're doing Mr. Miracle, the comic book and animated film. So I don't know if
So
they're going to tie that into this whole
maybe
storyline.
I think it'll be
Guess
interesting.
so. Yeah, yeah.
If you,
I'm less down on the season and the final finale, I think, than both of you guys. I do think the finale was a drop off, but
Mm,
like because I think the rest of the season was so good. Like I actually liked two episodes ago. I thought that was great. To which I was like, I don't know how they're going to end this, because they set up a lot of stuff, but I guess that's set up for much later. Like Chris's brother,
Yeah.
obviously being set
Set
up
up
to be.
for what though? There's no more Peacemaker show, so it's
No,
set up
but
for
there
something.
there
Checkmate.
might be a
Yeah,
Peacemaker movie. There could be a Checkmate movie. Like, we don't know what the future is going to be, so who knows,
True.
right? But we know Gunn likes working with who he enjoys, and we know he enjoys the shit out of working with John Cena. And it seems like everybody on that show did. So that's clearly not. I actually feel like, if anything, where they drop Cena off on Salvation, and he's like alone, actually sets him up to be more of a an anchor for the DC if they continually go back to it. So it's interesting there. I feel like the final episode was like, this is just how we're going to introduce all the stuff that we'll play with later. And I'm like, you don't do that in a finale
correct.
of a series that you kind of like lit up all this way, because the stuff that actually dealt with the story we've been given so far felt either ham-fisted, like Rick Flag going to the dark side, or tossed aside and not even talked about anything from the Earth X, the Nazi Earth, which I thought was, we all saw it coming. I think a lot of us saw it coming, that it was going to be the Nazi Earth. I liked how it ended up being portrayed and all that, and how his dad ended up being the not Nazi and all that.
Yeah.
And like the stuff that kind of sets up for, Vigilante stabbing him and all that, and Chris has to like process that in his head. Like, it probably broke Chris in a way that we didn't get a full chance to see in this episode, even though he was trying to escape them a bunch. But I'm more interested, I think, in that, and instead we got like all these weird doors to other universes, which I really did not care about at all. And then like the weird music video of Rick Flag and all these Luther goons being
cocaine.
various villains. And I'm like, what is this? That just felt like, I was like, okay, Gunn, I know you directed this one, and I know you like doing this kind of stuff, but it has to be earned, and I don't think you earned this one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I didn't even need big names. Like, we talked about it earlier, but I don't want that to seem like where I'm coming from.
yeah.
I didn't need big names. I didn't need any of that. I would have been fine with just a nice, coherent focus on Peacemaker and the 11th Street Kids, and finish out the season that way. Wrap up the stuff, that the storylines you've started.
Yep.
Not a montage of concerts, portals, and cocaine with Lex's assistants.
The fact that he was doing fucking cocaine in a government thing, and he's like on leave from prison. I was like, dude, Rick Flag, what happened to you? What just broke in your brain that all this fits in line with the guy we saw in Creature Commandos that was standing up for all the monsters and shit that you were working alongside? Like, I don't get that. Character shift was out of left field. And I know he was a little bit blinded when it came to Peacemaker, but in those scenes, he wasn't dealing with Peacemaker.
So, I expected it to be someone else. Like, I expected the big twist to be it wasn't really Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Someone else was impersonating him or whatever.
That might be, but there was no hint towards any of that. So if they put it out, it would be like pulling a rabbit out of the hat. So I don't foresee that happening. But yeah, it was kind of uncomfortable watching Rick Flag. I don't know. It didn't feel right. So I didn't enjoy that final episode. I'll be honest with you boys, at all.
Yeah, I didn't think it wasn't a bad episode to me. I did not think it was a bad episode at all. I just felt for a finale, that to me felt like a mid-season. We're going to go on a 6-month or a 5-month break, and we'll come back with another 8 episodes. And that would have been fine for me. Like, if it was a mid-season break where they're setting up like, okay, what's happening with Rick Flag? What are we doing? Why are we spending so much time at these weird rock concerts that are like really weird, that these level of concerts are happening on this boat, just in this pier next to this big Belly Burger, which is also a restaurant that serves alcohol, but it's also McDonald's. I don't know what's happening there.
Tequila shots with your Big Mac. It's great.
Right? That to me was the most wild thing of that episode, was what is happening with this McDonald's like Big Belly Burger, which is sad. That to me the biggest thing.
That is sad. That's telling.
Yeah,
because I think they could have used the portal thing earlier on, and it might have made for a fun thing during action sequences during the episode, or they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
Nazi Earth, and and have Peacemaker in uniform with his axe chopping some zombie heads would have been fucking fun. I don't know, but it felt more like a character piece than an adventure series. And
I mean, he said it was going to be season 2 was definitely a character. I did not expect, like, the fact that he didn't get into his costume in the last episode doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it because he had said this is all about exploring Chris's trauma and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay. But he always throws in some action stuff, right? And that was
Yeah.
supposed to be those portals. And unfortunately, I just
It
didn't
fell
care.
flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Candyland didn't hit for you.
Not
Candyland and
really.
the Imps.
Nope.
Yeah. No, me either. Me. That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
Maybe the Doom scenario with the skulls and all that stuff looked kind
I
of
thought that was a
interesting.
funny gag because that
Yeah.
that skull was just screaming and whatnot. I did expect that to be from when they show it really briefly in like the what's coming next episode, the second to last week. I was like, oh shit, are they going to be setting up like Apocalypse? Because I was like, that looks like that could be some dark shit that's happening on Apocalypse somewhere. But no, that was just for a gag, and that's kind of why I was like, let's throw away everything. There was just gag.
It was throwaway. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that finale did for me is, so now we have Peacemaker as a whole, the only 2 seasons of Peacemaker we're ever getting.
Yep.
And they just kind of feel meh now, you know?
That didn't color my interpretation of the. I enjoyed my time with Peacemaker from
same.
start to end.
I love the first season. I love the first season.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. This felt kind of flat, but it was enjoyable until the one day we saw they should not see Earth. But the season finale was. You could have ended it when he started yelling after "Don't kill my brother." I would have been fine with that, and that would have been the cliffhanger to see what happened with his brother maybe next season.
Yeah, if we were getting a season 3.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
the problem was him coming out and saying there's no season 3.
Correct.
Because I feel like what that does to people is like, oh, well, all these threads that you set up, we're not going to get answered. Instead of just not letting it ride out, because we're going to see all that stuff again. He's not going to set all this stuff up and never touch it again because he's in control of the entire DC universe. He'll bring back in Keith. He'll bring back in all this weird stuff. We don't know when, but it'll be interesting to see when it pops back up. So if he had never said it, I don't think there would have been this outcry about, hey, I feel cheated or I feel lost. I feel like I threw away my time on this, because it was still, until that finale, again, for me at least, I still enjoyed the run.
I did, yeah.
I enjoyed the run, but I always look at things through the lens of rewatchability.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll get back to that. Like you said, Tom, they're going to wrap up these threads. There's going to be more. But as of right now, it just kind of took the wind out of my sails. Like I'm on this Peacemaker hype train, and then it just like,
because it didn't end. It really didn't end. That season didn't have an ending, unfortunately.
But I expected an end because he said it was the end, So I expected some. Once again, I'm a victim of my own expectations, but I got them based on information that I thought was solid.
We're a victim of sound bites on the internet, is what we really are. Because
isn't that life in a nutshell?
Yeah, the 24-hour news cycle and sound bites on the internet. Like that's it, because like everything needs to be questioned and answered instead of just letting it play out and see what happens. Because James Gunn ain't going anywhere. He's still going to be the head of DC, so his storylines will continue the way how he wants them to continue. But the fact that he has to answer these questions, say these sound bites, and if he chooses the wrong wording or whatever, or he wants to mislead people so they don't keep guessing, it just creates all this angst and anger over what people felt like they deserved.
Sure. Yeah. I would say overall, though, I mean, I'm still excited, obviously, about where we're going to go with Peacemaker and all that. But to get the answers to some of these things, I think it's going to be in film. So it's going to be on the big screen. And that seems a little odd to me because a lot of people are probably not watching the show, especially the casual audience. So how are they going to translate that? And I guess, I don't know, it could be fairly easily done.
Yeah, he could do like a quick little montage or something like that in the movie.
I think Peacemaker is his love child, so I think maybe they'll go with Checkmate and just say, okay, this is literally, it's the last Peacemaker, because it's not going to be titled Peacemaker anymore. So because now they're their own crew and they do their own stuff, and that brings way to bring other obscure characters into the fold with Checkmates. So
Checkmate needs some actual fucking DC characters in it. That's what needs to happen. Because like when they set up Checkmate, I was like, this is your Checkmate. Like I
Yeah.
like the Peacemaker crew, but I'm like I'm used to like a much different checkmate,
Yeah.
and it's a big name from DC.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
so,
Vigilante at least one of the original, the
yeah,
OG crew.
Vigilante,
So
yes.
yeah, but
But other than Chris and Vigilante, yeah, you got nothing.
You got Judo Master,
you don't.
which was what a weird pan too, because I was like, and Judo Master, and I'm like, well, how
What?
did we didn't see him and Chris make up at all? Like
No.
last
No.
we knew, he was still judging him. Like
That was another thing that bothered me with the portal sequence. Like we know all of these characters are very independent
Mhm.
and well opinionated, and they're all going in to die
Yep.
as guinea pigs in these portals, and no one pushes back to flag. They just keep doing it. I'm like, these aren't the
Eventually,
type of people to
Harcourt
do
kind
that.
of does,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after like two people dying, like all of those characters should have been like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Not happening. But once again, he wanted to get to a point. That was overall my whole issue with it. We had a point to get to, and I feel like that whole last episode was just
No, so just
try to make it fun and get to the point.
make
Yep.
Rick Flag a villain and have them have an excuse just to break off from Argus. So that's
Correct,
the
'cause Argus is
main,
now
that's the main theme of that episode. And
Argus
Chris,
is the U.S. government now. Is essentially
Yeah,
it.
correct.
Yeah.
With the bug zapping vapor barrier around the earth. That'll work against parademons. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But overall, Peacemaker still in. I mean, I still enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see where it goes.
I
See
mean,
where
I watched Superman again last night, actually, for like the 12th time or something like
Good.
that.
Good
Because
for
like
you.
there's still a lot of stuff I enjoy with what he's setting up and this world and whatnot. And I just hope that Man of Steel or some Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow doesn't just all of a sudden swerve to just deal with the Peacemaker fallout. I hope it still follows its character story, continues there. And if it brings some stuff in, it's introduced well in a way that a new audience can still be interested by without having to watch Peacemaker season 2, and then we'll see.
I think that's been the issue that Marvel hasn't really figured out until
Right.
now. Not everything should interconnect between TV and film. It's too messy.
Yeah.
You succeed best when the general audience doesn't have to go home and do homework. They can just go back for the next movie, know what's going on. That's where you make your money. We enjoy it as nerds. We're watching everything, but the general audience, if you want to make money, stay, fairly one-track minded and stay in the films, and that tends to work better than trying to branch off.
It's interesting too because if you talk about Gunn specifically, right? Because when he came back to do Guardians 3, he had to deal with the fallout of what different directors, different writers, and everything did with his characters.
Yeah.
And I think he did a really good job. If you had just watched Guardians 1, 2, and then 3, he hits you in the head, but really in funny ways, entertaining ways, telling you the story of what happened in Infinity War and Endgame without ever having to watch them. So you're caught up. And I feel like if he does that kind of thing, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we'll
know in a year and a half.
Yeah, I was getting to say a year and a half. Yeah, so we'll know.
Summer 2027.
What? Supergirl that's next, right?
Man of Tomorrow, year and a half, right?
I think Lanterns is first, yeah, and then Supergirl and Clayface.
Yeah,
that's next year. Supergirl, Clayface, and Lanterns are all next year.
All next year.
I'm excited for those Lanterns. Looks really good.
Yeah,
I'm the least excited for Clayface, only because I feel like things that are villain led tend to be less interesting to me. If we don't know those villains in this world yet, but I mean, it could be very intriguing. So we'll see.
But to every hero, there's a villain. So to every villain, there might be a hero. So you don't know who's going to be Clayface counterpart in that movie. So I'm hopeful that they might drop somebody and to give Clayface the run for his money. So because
it'd be amazing if Nightwing shows up because like if they're in Bloodhaven and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they dropped Bloodhaven and Peacemaker. They mentioned it. So why would you have to mention that he was there for whatever goddamn reason?
They mentioned it on the Nazi planet, so it definitely exists in Nazi world.
Oh,
yeah. Which I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Nightwing. It could work. The great thing about doing something like Clayface is low risk. They can make this movie for, I don't know what it's going to be, 60, 80 million. So you don't have to make. It's kind of like Mandalorian and Grogu. It doesn't need to make a ton of money. It's a low risk that adds to the world you're building. Doesn't have to make a ton of money. You get to say
Clayface
what
is
you
a
want to
new
say.
CG character, though. How could it be that low risk?
Well, it's R rated, so I don't think the budget's going to be big. So they're going low risk in the sense of budget.
I guess, but like, look how much money Deadpool brought in, and that was R rated.
True,
Yeah,
but
but they have
Deadpool.
to be careful because that's going to be their entryway into Batman, most likely. So
Yeah,
it'll
that's
present
the
the
other
world.
thing. It's so young. The DCU is so young. I feel like everything is high risk in that
Yeah.
regard because people
True.
are judging this entire endeavor on each new property, and he kind of already has one misstep now with the finale of Peacemaker not hitting with the audience. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all of a sudden high risk.
Yeah, you could be right. And
Yeah,
I mean,
Clayface is a dangerous venture because again, it's the only subject matter now related to Gotham City, and it's going to be the setting for what Gotham City is going to be with Batman running around. So it has
good
to
point.
be, it has to be.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm
that.
thinking low risk in terms of budget, but no, when you put it that
No,
way,
but
Yeah.
it is high risk.
story wise,
Story wise, yeah.
it'll set the tone for whatever Batman world is going to be. Batman's world is going to be in this, in this gunverse. So I've
True.
got my fingers crossed. I love Clayface. I love the. It's
Well,
horror. It's
Clayface is one of my
horror.
favorite villains. Yeah.
I'm all in, but
Yeah.
hopefully they'll do a good. They need to do a good job. It's not that I hope they need to do a good job.
If you had told me that Clayface was just the subtitle for the first Batman movie and he was going to be the first villain, I would be hyped beyond belief. The only thing for me is like when they announced like the Joker movie, like Joker, I was like, I don't care much for a villain movie without the hero. So that's kind of what I'm nervous about in that regard. But
Yeah, I think like you do because every time they show a series that related to like Gotham, there's no Batman. So what's the fun in that? I don't care about Jim. I like Jim Gordon, but I don't care about 10 seasons about Jim Gordon. So
yes,
it's not
but
fun
you
for
throw
me.
Nightwing in there, all of a sudden I'm even more hyped than if I was with Batman.
They have to throw one of the Bat family members in there.
The Bat family's so big and vast.
Yeah,
Easy enough to pick
I'll
something.
take Damien. I'll take any one of those boys. So it's fine. Or girl, I'll take Batgirl. Even so, it's fine by me. But they have to do it. I think they have to do a very good job on that Clayface movie.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. You've changed my mind. I was like, low risk, it's fine. It'll make enough money. It doesn't matter. And then you got my wheels turning. I'm like, oh, wait a second.
It's Superman and it's Batman, dude. So they have it's.
I feel
It's
Supergirl is going to be the movie, the big comic book
I
movie.
think it'll be even. I think it'll be if they go the way they're going. It might be even better than Superman. So hopefully that will happen.
At the end of the day, it only matters how the general audience gets into it. Unfortunately for us,
sadly, yeah.
We may care and it may be great, but it has to snag the general audience. I hope Supergirl does. Clayface at least has the leg up of being horror, and horror is huge. So you're
Horror
at least
is
going to get
huge,
viewers based on that alone. So Supergirl, we will see.
Yeah, but when they start with the trailer run, they're gonna have to show whoever's gonna be the hero, or at least give a glimpse of who's gonna be going against Clayface. Because if not, it's not that. So I'm telling you this now.
Yeah, I'm worried it's going to be another character study of. Do we know which Clayface they're going for yet? Because if it's like the failed actor Clayface, that could be very interesting. But I like that better as a story that's happening concurrently with the hero story of tracking him down and why this.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's an odd pick. It
is an odd pick.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, Creature Commandos was a really odd pick to like launch your DC universe too.
Yeah,
so.
But it's not carrying Batman on its back. It could have been good. It could have failed, But here it's.
Apparently, it's not carrying anything on its back because I still don't think that's the same Rick Flag. That's an alternate universe Rick Flag.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be.
It might be Brainiac or something. I don't know, but we'll see.
Why don't we continue talking about alternate universes, but this time Marvel?
There you go. Another good segue. I was going to say, speaking of carrying things on its back,
Infinity
Hulk. But no Marvel Zombies. So I watched it when it came out, binged it. You guys weren't ready. Now you've seen it.
Okay, who do you want made in 1/6 scale? Go.
Oh, come on,
All
it's
of them.
Blade. I'll do
Three.
that.
Now three of them. Pick. You got 3 picks. Who do you want?
Only 3?
Well, yeah.
I know 2 for sure, and I'll think about the third one. Oh, actually, no, I know all 3. Zombie Thanos would be the third one. Zombie Captain America, but he has to be able to split apart so you could also articulate the half
Yeah.
gap. Because that fight scene was fucking bananas, where he's like a half a man, and yet he's still like kicking ass against Red Guardian. Yeah, Red
Yep.
Guardian. Okay. And then obviously the big one for me is Blade Knight.
Yeah.
Like that's
Hell yes.
needs to fucking happen.
I
Yes,
think
Yes,
your
number
list is my list, so we're good.
Okay,
Jordan,
good.
which one?
Mine's Blade Knight number 1, easy. I want Infinity Hulk.
That'd be
And-
crazy. I don't know how you do that
Yeah.
glowing, crackly effect off of him.
It's impressive.
I don't know, but I want it. And then probably Zombie Thor, because I want to take a photo of Zombie Thor fighting Infinity Hulk.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. Which Marvel Zombies, I guess, to answer the long ass question of who the most powerful Avenger is, right?
I mean, I think we all kind of knew it's Hulk regardless anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone can always argue. This puts it to bed.
You could argue all you want, but the fact that Hulk has no ceiling to his power.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
The longer that's my thing argument. Anytime people are like, if Superman fought the Hulk, I'd be like, yeah, Superman would win within the first 5 minutes, but the Hulk's regenerating factor, he'll be back angrier and
Yeah.
stronger every time Superman breaks him down until Hulk eventually overpowers Superman. It'll take a long time, but it
Yes.
will happen, I
It
think,
will.
eventually.
Oh, speaking of, these battles of titans, and we're jumping all over as far as Marvel Zombies go. That's how my mind works. I can never
Uh-huh.
go from point A to point Z.
We're going to talk
on
about
point
Namor
A
versus.
L. Namor was phenomenal,
Yeah.
but it was really cool to see Icarus versus Captain Marvel in that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That was
That
unexpected.
was
Yeah.
rad. That was rad. I was not, because I didn't know who was going to be fighting Captain Marvel. And then, like, they show up
didn't
or
either.
something. It's like, who
It
is
took
that
me a
person?
second to figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same here. Until they said he was inorganic, and I was like, oh, it's okay, because it's the Eternals. They're robots. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was rad.
Yeah.
It
What
was
we call
very
like
cool
the Valley
because
of Gods or Broken Gods.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, but Icarus, cannot be turned, so he can never be a zombie.
Yep.
But he's like Captain Marvel cannot be allowed to go spread this plague anywhere else. So he's just locked in an eternal battle of true good versus evil.
Yep.
To make
Loved
sure
it.
Captain Marvel never leaves, and that was dope as
That
shit.
made it interesting because it made it so random that you had to cross that you could be killed by anything literally because those two were fighting up there, or they would give chase. She would give chase to you. It was
I loved
pretty.
that.
It was
Yeah.
pretty nerve wracking. Couple of seconds there. Yeah.
When Carol shows up and she like
Mm-hmm.
locks eye with Kamal, and you can see her attention diverts to different enemy to now kill. I was like, oh, this is interesting because and then Icarus, because Icarus is not against them, but he's just trying to stop
Captain
Marvel, and then the blasts are flying every which way. Yeah, I gotta say, overall, I actually really, really enjoyed that series a lot.
I
Like
did.
it was
Oh,
4
me too.
episodes,
Mhm.
quick, done, great.
Yep.
I loved the ending. Honestly,
Oh,
That's
so
what I
good.
love when horror movies do that shit. Be like, oh, it's all good. Is it?
Is it? No.
At the black. And I'm like, yes, that's how you end a horror fucking movie.
It is. It was so good, and it took me a minute. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, or last episode, whatever it was. You guys hadn't quite seen it, but Alberto, you'd started it.
Yep.
And you're like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yes, you got to get to the hook, and the hook is
It
the
was
end of the first
it was
episode.
the banter, and I fell asleep early. It was the banter in the beginning. I was like, this is okay. But then when it started, revving up, I was like, holy shit, I'm loving this. Anyway,
And they
it's
covered
so
so
well done.
much in
Mhm.
2 hours.
And
Like they got
lore, and
so much.
they
Yeah.
touched Marvel lore from comics and from the movies, and they did an excellent job all the way through. And that Infinity Hulk was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all because I knew Thanos was in it just because of marketing. And then watching it, I'm like, oh, but this seems like it kind of ties into that episode from What If, which I didn't know they were even going to do. I thought this might be its own standalone thing, but it's definitely a follow-up to that episode because we see everything kind of play out. The same characters come back that we know are alive. And so I had no idea where the story was going to go. And I was really glad. Honestly, I just was thrilled the whole way through. Everything they presented, it all wrapped up really well in the end.
But by the way, that's a good goodbye scene for the Black Panther versus Thanos, and the escape scene when they were trying to Spider-Man and Scott trying to fly the hell out of there. It's fantastic.
It was very good.
And
But
and T'Challa proved that he can win a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest because that boy kicked ass with one leg. So yeah, that was very awesome. Yeah, I'll
but
take a
also, is there
one
an
leg at
ocean?
Black Panther 1/6 game.
I'd buy it
Yeah,
for a discount.
yeah.
For a discount. But is there an ocean of vibranium, like a full, core vibranium, truly under Wakanda? Because
Yeah,
if so,
they set that
that
up
changes.
in the movies. Yeah,
They did.
yeah.
I knew we had a lot of vibranium, but not to that level, like a Thanos and Infinity Stone destroying level amount of like a reactor of vibranium.
They said it's an entire mountain
Then,
of vibranium in Wakanda. And if you think of stand at the foot of a mountain and tell me that's not
Yeah,
fucking
good
a
point.
lot of vibranium.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, it's not where I expected that to go. But it was great. Once again, every time it brought up something world changing, it just seemed to work so well. It
Yeah.
fit so well into the story they were
It
telling.
was so different concepts that worked so well when you brought them together because
Yeah, when you brought them together.
it works. You know, they gave us closure to the first series, the what you were talking
What
about.
a-
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then the Road Warrior scene with Sanchi and everybody else. That's fantastic. The underwater, they brought Namor and everything, so everything melted together. Then they went to New Asgard, and they brought literally everything within interest in the Marvel universe and melded it together with zombies, and it worked
If I have
gloriously. Yeah.
one critique, speaking of that Road Warrior scene with Shang-Chi, it is stuff dealing with Shang-Chi's like story till we get to that
Mhm.
point. I don't think his dad would sacrifice himself and give up those rings to
Oh,
the
you
zombie
don't think
warrior.
Wenwu was good the whole time?
Yeah.
No, that's fucking bullshit. Two, Wenwu was also controlling an entire army, right? And they seem to be doing fine. They got helicopters, jets, like all this shit. And then, like when Wenwu dies, the next thing we see, there's 5 cars driving in the desert. How bad did Shang-Chi fuck up the 10 rings after he got the 10 rings? That they are just like, now we live in the desert and we just drive. Like,
Just
what
drive.
happened?
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
I also do like him and is it Katie, his friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, sharing the rings. Like that was an interesting change. I didn't know that they could do that, and that was really a cool thing to kind of show.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of want to change a pick. I don't know who to take out though, because I want zombie Namor in 6 scale.
I want regular Namor first. You do not give me a
No.
zombie fucking Namor without giving me regular fucking Namor first, please.
Oh, they can and they will.
I knew that was coming.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I feel like
That
we'll get
scene was
Namor
so
after
cool.
Doomsday. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're
That-
due for that zombie cap in 1/6. It's been a while.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
already the prototype's been made. But it has to be detachable. That middle section has to come out and have entrails that you could attach instead and have him just be him and his shield.
Yeah, I'm
I
there for
demand
it.
it.
I mean, if nothing else, I feel like we're gonna get zombie cap and then like no one else.
Yeah.
Because they'll capitalize on the name,
I'll
sell
take
it.
a zombie Thor. That'd be cool, man.
I feel like Cap would be easy because again the prototype's done, but I feel like as a number one seller that they could usually do, the Thanos would be the number. I
Yeah.
think the first thing you
Yes.
jump to. When you think of like the zombie figures that you could probably sell very easily, he'd probably be it.
Well, if you look at it from a tooling standpoint, they already have the buck for it. They just have
Yeah.
to switch the arms with decayed arms because they're removable. So you have to
Yeah.
just sculpt the head, the arms, and that's it.
I'm sure his armor has battle damage and stuff too.
Yeah. I mean
But-
yeah. One thing that crossed my mind many times. But we're fully really set up with Wanda's she's the bad guy, like of
Yep.
the MCU. Like she cannot be stopped. We got House of M elements and Marvel zombies going on, so we have her in Doctor Strange too. So I don't know how she plays in to where we're headed in the MCU, but she has to, right? I mean, I know Doom's the big bad right now, but
Yeah.
you got to answer that question, that Wanda question, because
I
it's
feel like
powerful.
you let that sit for a while though, because if
Mhm.
you're going to be doing this Doom soft reboot, I know Kevin Feige came out and said we're just gonna, this is also a dangerous territory where he's like, we're going to reboot the things that people weren't happy about. I was like, well, that's going to be a tough thing because once you start pandering to the internet,
Yeah.
they start demanding more and more, and that's
Yeah.
bad. Um, so I feel like they have to sit on Wanda until they figure out what they're doing now, do the soft reboot, relaunch the Avengers, do all this stuff, and then she can come back with the mutants in a House of M scenario, which
Yeah.
reintroduces her and anything else they maybe want to soft reboot at that point, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're going to bring the X-Men in Secret Wars, right? That's the plan currently.
I don't know if it's going to be
Unofficially
the
the
new.
plan.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the MCU X-Men or if it's going to be the. Again, we're still toying with Fox as being a part of the multiverse. It'll be the Fox X-Men because we know we have Alan Cumming playing Nightcrawler. We have Hugh Jackman back. Like we have certain characters.
The guy who
So,
plays Cyclops also, I think.
oh
Is
yeah,
back.
James
Yeah,
Marsden and
James
Cyclops.
that's for
Marsden.
Doomsday. That's
Yeah.
for Doomsday that they're back. So I feel like Doomsday maybe reconciles all of those things, and then we get new in Secret Wars. I hope.
Maybe. I feel like Doomsday is going to end with the cliffhanger, so I don't think we're
No
going
doubt.
to have reconciliation until,
Yeah.
afterwards.
Maybe we at least get reconciliation on the Fox stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, because I really thought that the
Close that
Deadpool
thread.
3 was that already. They
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
right? Like I thought we tied that bow on that universe and we're good. And I'm like, I'm waiting for it to die. And this is like, they're definitely like dragging out the broken and beaten body, and they're like, we're gonna keep beating the shit out of this for a while.
Yeah, they are. I don't know who's buying tickets for that reason. I enjoyed them. They came out in a time where I was into that, but
I'm here for the beating
let them
down.
die.
Yeah.
Let them die.
Drag that out a little bit longer. I'm still getting enjoyment.
I saw somebody. Who did I see talking about this? Or listen to, because it's a YouTube video, but I'm listening to it while I drive. Someone was talking about that they thought Doomsday was going to be broken up into 2 parts because Marvel
technically,
had
Secret Wars is part 2, though.
Mhm.
yes, but Marvel had a film on the schedule for the early part of the following year, and they
Yeah.
pulled that film and it's a blank slot. And so they're like, okay, they've filmed so much stuff for Doomsday, and there's so many characters. They're like, you know what? I think they're going to put 2 parts.
Yeah, Infinity War had just as many characters, and they did a fine job with that movie. That movie fucking
Good
rips.
point.
Mhm.
That's my
So-
favorite MCU film, by
It's
the way.
a great choice.
Yeah.
It is honestly, I have zero flaws with that movie because even in like the one scene that I feel all of a sudden the pacing changes when you jump to Vision and the Scarlet Witch having that romantic moment, that lasts all of like 45 seconds, where all of a sudden Vision is stabbed through the chest and all shit breaks loose again.
Mhm.
And I'm like, great, let's keep going.
Oh, that movie's so good. It's
Yeah.
like there's a couple MCU movies I can pop in at any point.
Yeah, there's a lot of
That
them. For me.
that's one of them. I love that movie. I think the majority of my Hot Toys Marvel figures are from Infinity War.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need any others. It's great. This is perfection. This is what we got. Anything else you guys want to cover as far as Marvel Zombies go?
I was surprised that it was a Kamala story, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it was perfect. Yeah.
More Kamala needs to happen. Although I will say, again, I'm going to dive into Kamala just for a second. It seemed like that through that entire series, they're once again building up Kamala's power set as being vast, right? Like comparable almost to Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
Nothing that happened proved that it's worthy of that distinction in that movie or show, whatever. I guess it's a movie. It's 4 episodes, whatever. I hate her light powers so much. Give her back her stretchy powers. If that's part of the Secret War reboot, I am fucking here for it. Like, just go back to that. This Green Lantern weirdness, they're not going hard enough with it. If they went harder with it, I'd probably be okay. Like, have her doing full-on constructs, not just I have fist gloves or gloves over my fists and I have a shield and stair steps as we're falling from space. And I'm like, girl, what are you attempting? That's it. I still like that. I still like the character a lot. She's the perfect actor. Marvel failed her by not giving her the comic accurate power set.
Yeah.
Because they clearly don't know what to do with that power set yet. That weird light shit. They had a good time within the Marvels. I did like the Marvels. But I still don't think they got it. That's all. I've said my piece. Back it up.
No, they not only did they not get it, but they've also sandwiched her into things. And she's never really had her time to shine. She had the show.
Right.
But once again, we're talking about general audience. They're not going to always watch the shows. They're there for the movies.
Right.
So she's never had her time. So she needs her time in order for the general audience to accept this character. And by the time we get there, they better have her powers figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I'm sure she's going to be in Doomsday. Everyone is. So
Yeah, I feel like because I heard a rumor that she's part of whatever the new Avengers will be. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. She was an Avenger in the comics. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But you gotta, get that part of her figured out because again, the actress is perfect. The character is fun. I really like her. And the only thing that lets me down is her power set, which kind of sucks.
yeah, true that.
You could have 2 stretchy people. It is fine.
It's
DC
fine.
has like 18 stretchy people. It works.
Speaking of power sets that don't let us down, how's this for a flawless segue?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Into weapons and a power set that did or did not let Tom down. I guess we'll find out. So we talked about weapons a long time ago. Geez, was that our first episode?
First episode.
Yeah, first
Holy
episode.
shit. Yeah. So 2 months ago, a little over, we talked about weapons. And Alberto and I gave our spoiler-free review, but now there's been plenty of time and Tom has seen it and we can get into it.
Yep.
And I think the power set thing is perfect because it's one of the things that I enjoy the most about weapons is the power set of the ultimate villain in this. And it's very ambiguous as to what it is, but it lets your imagination play. And I love that part. I love that part, which we'll get into Gladys and her power set. I'm curious, though, initially, what were your overall thoughts about weapons?
I really liked it until
I've heard this.
Yeah. The end. I honestly thought the ending fell flat, like kind of hard flat in a minute because I loved when the kids are tearing apart. Like we could talk full spoilers now. Yeah, it's been out.
Yeah,
I would
I
hope so.
watched it on digital at home. Like it's All right.
Yeah.
When the kids tear her apart and everything, great, right? That snaps fucking Thanos, what's his name?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, out of the spell, but no one else. So I don't understand what happened there. And maybe it's a length of time thing, maybe. But then the guy choking Josh Brolin should have also been snapped out of it. Han Solo. I forget everybody's actual name.
Alden
Aldrich or something.
Yeah. But he should have been snapped out of it too because he literally had just been taken under her control like the day before. So I don't understand. There's a lot of weird inconsistencies. And then at the end, where they're like, and people went about their lives. Some kids came back to their natural senses, others didn't. And I'm like, I don't know. It's weird because they were all taken at the same time.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like.
But go ahead. Yeah. Finish.
Okay, because one other thing is that the most interesting thing for me during that whole like last scene was what are the cops gonna say when they walk into this fucking house and see all this shit go down? The kids who tore through. I need to know what the world's reaction is to what just happened because we started off with that community's reaction to the kids being taken, and the fact that we got like literally none of it, and I'm like, okay. So they're in a house where this woman just shot this tweaker in the head. A cop was murdered. All these kids were taken. They tore apart an old lady. Like, what is the community's reaction to this? I need to know. And then all of a sudden it was just a fade to the black with like and some words on screen. And I'm like, that doesn't do it for me. That left me in a spot where I'm like,
you wanted more. Yeah.
I needed 5 more minutes of just give me an end of this movie. And the fact that it just kind of dipped off kind of made me feel like the journey wasn't worth it because there wasn't a payoff. I still liked the journey of it all. Like I liked the mystery. I thought God, what the fuck is his name? the guy who plays Wong, something Benedict, Benedict
Benedict
something.
Wong.
I know who
I
you're
think
talking about.
Is
Yeah.
his name Benedict Wong?
I
Oh, I think so. I think it
I
is
feel like it
Benedict.
is too. I always thought it was like
Yeah.
really on the nose because he's the last name of Doctor Strange, and yet
Nailed
his
it.
first name, and then he is one. Yeah, and he was great. I feel like I need to also know why his eyes were bulging out of his head.
Yeah, it's Benedict Wong here.
Yeah. Okay. So I have some questions that I'm okay not being answered. You know, some stuff with that, but the ending just kind of lost me. But other than that, I did enjoy all the way up until that moment.
Yeah. See,
That's
I'm
all.
trying to replay it in my mind because I don't
Yeah, but I
fully
think
remember.
I
I
can
haven't seen it.
answer Tom's thing about some woke up and some didn't. It's because of the kid, and
That's where I was going.
Josh
Take it away.
Brolin's kid was his bully, so he did it on purpose. He woke the other ones up, not his kid. That's why he's walking up, and the only kid
But
that
the
didn't wake.
parents never came back though either. Because like he had to
No, but
leave.
they make a mention of that they were so far off and they had tortured themselves that they're alive, but they kept them somewhere
Okay.
with therapy. But the thing it goes back to like midway in the movie because Josh Brolin's kid was
Yeah, no, they were all kind of the bullies to that kid, and I get why he really didn't. He wasn't so torn up about the whole class
yeah,
being taken.
because
And I
when he
get
says when he says some woke up and some didn't, then the camera literally pans to the kids where Josh Brolin carrying his kid off
yeah.
in the highway. So
Okay,
That was my
that's at
thought
least a
as
little
well.
bit. I
Yeah.
think what it was is with the way how they worded it was like some just started to speak again,
mhm.
and some have not. Made it seem like to me is like they're the whole class is still basically vegetables. Um, so at that point, I'm like, not every he wouldn't have had that same kind of dislike for everyone. So why wouldn't they just snap out of it then? If Josh Brolin like completely snapped out of it when he came out of that,
No, I think it's more leaning towards like he's evil too, the capability of being evil as
yeah.
as whatever grandmother on whatever the hell she was related to him.
Well, we actually
So
don't even know if she actually really was related to this family because I
No,
honestly don't
I don't
believe.
think
yeah,
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
She's
feel
just
like
a
she,
witch
yeah, she witched
that
her way into that family. Yep,
witched her way in. Yeah, she picked a spot, you know.
yep. Which
But I
apparently we're
also
gonna get the prequel to this movie.
oh
So
yeah,
yeah, they're doing a Gladys like prequel.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another thing
Yeah.
I was like, when I heard that, I was like, I don't know if I need it, but okay. They do this a lot with horror. It's fine. We'll
They
see.
do.
Good or not.
And
yeah,
it's
because
always
they
worse.
mentioned something that she was related to the Roanoke disappearance back in. I don't know if that's what they're gonna touch
No,
in.
maybe that would
Yeah,
be. See, that would be
That would
really
be
interesting.
cool.
I'm
yeah.
more into that actually.
Yeah, because they mentioned that I don't know what I don't remember right now, but they were talking about the whole growing or disappearing, or she was from that area or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Side question for a second because I just remembered. I asked my
Mm-mm.
girlfriend this after we finished watching. I was like, so the kids, he was feeding the kids, right? He had to basically take care of them.
Mhm.
Was he cleaning their assholes when they shit and piss themselves too, or were they just covered in shit and piss and just left them? And were the parents also covered in shit and piss? And
Yes,
again, just
Yeah,
let that house reek like shit and piss.
I think
Okay.
so.
yeah.
Okay.
I that's the theory I'm going for because
That's
if
up
it's
to
the
your
other way around, that
imagination.
kid, no,
Yep.
no, yeah. So I'm just going with that. I'm going with that.
I didn't see
Yep.
any depends on the grocery list when he came back with
No.
the canned food, so yeah, we got to assume that there was a lot of shit and piss going on in that
Why
house.
doesn't the okay? Also, again, why doesn't Gladys also like she can command them to do stuff, command them to feed themselves, command them to go to the bathroom, command them to do the stuff that allows humans to just continue living instead of making this kid fucking do this all.
But then that takes away the scary part of everyone's just locked in this evil trance. You know, if you have a
I don't
5 minute
know, not
section
having
where it shows
control
them
over
all
my
going to the
body.
bathroom,
I don't know, man. It's still kind of scary.
but once again, I think it works really well if you view it from the fairy tale perspective. Like it
Yeah.
starts off, and it's a witch that comes to a town, and this is told by a kid. You know, it's a modern day fairy tale.
Did it make
That's
did it make it predictable for you, Tom, when you heard that in the beginning? That was another
No,
question. No.
I don't think so. I mean, I kind of already predicted it based on how stuff was setting up in the beginning, and I had seen pictures of Gladys like out there? Like, because I'm like, oh, where's this weird redhead? Because like you don't see her until halfway through the movie,
Yep.
but she is like literally the icon in the Apple store when you're going to buy the movie. She's on it, and I'm like, so I was like waiting for her the whole time. Like, oh, that must be the witch controlling this whole thing. Like, I kind of put that together
Ah,
fairly early on because of the marketing for this movie.
Okay.
yeah. Which another thing we talked about it, back in the first episode. I had seen no trailers. I knew
Yeah.
nothing about the movie, so that worked really well for me because I just left with my mind spinning because I knew nothing about it going into it. So that I always prefer that. I wish
Oh,
we
I
could get
prefer
back
that
to that.
too.
Yeah.
I just, like I feel like, yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to. I probably would have been okay if I saw it in the theater, but there are some scenes where I think in the theater I would have had a hard time. Like when they
Yes.
linger on Brolin like talking to his son in that dream,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it turns around and it's her. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Which I loved his reaction. It was such a my reaction if something like that were to happen. He just wakes up and he goes, "What the fuck?"
yeah,
I'm like, "Yes, that is the correct reaction in that scenario.
yep.
What the fuck?" But it's one of the great things about this guy, why I think Resident Evil is going to be so good, and that's Zach talking about him, is the way he tells a story between this film and Barbarian. He has a very unique way
Yeah.
of telling his stories. And even if you don't end up on, the right side of it in the end, you don't care for the film, you're going to be engaged because he's a very unique storyteller. And
The
that's
journey he
exciting.
takes you on is very intriguing.
Yeah.
Because like
Yes.
Barbarian, where it's like we're gonna give you this like 30-minute story, and then we're gonna completely break,
And you
and we're
break.
gonna introduce you to something entirely different. It's very intriguing. Like I really like that, and they
Yeah.
kind of do that like 3 or 4 times in Weapons, and it's
They do.
I also found that to be very interesting.
Yep.
And I like that. So
Yeah, without that, it would have drug quite a lot.
yeah,
And overall, just yeah. But he kept you into it by these strange story beats and the way he told the story. Kept me into it the whole time. And the ending, it's very open ended. Very doesn't tie up a lot of threads.
yeah.
Which normally I'm 50-50 on that. Like either I can work them out in my mind and make something that's okay, or I
Nah,
despise this movie. And I was
I
okay.
think she was gonna die. She knew she was gonna die either way, and I think he was looking for a new host. She's like a parasite, and maybe the kid was gonna be the new. You know,
Oh, interesting. Well,
that's
that wouldn't have
well,
worked out
yeah. I kind
because
of figured that out in my head. Well, once I understood that all the kids had woken, started talking, and woke except this one. So he's an evil little
See, you're
bastard.
putting more onto that dialogue over the end than I got from it, because they just say some of the kids. They don't say like except for one. They like just a
Yeah,
few
but
of them.
the camera pans, and it's exactly when Josh Brolin is he's walking with the kid in his arms, so it pans to the kid's face.
Yeah.
So I like it. So why mention that him specifically was the bully? If he was not going to get any revenge out of it, so because now he has the power to do so. So apparently, that's what I got out of it.
I like
That's
the
what-
open-endedness of Marvel Zombies like a lot. This open-endedness just left me having more questions that I was frustrated I'd never get answered.
Yeah.
Again, it's like what are the cops saying when they enter in this house? What happens to this teacher like in this scenario? Like what happens to Brolin's family? Like, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know.
which I get it.
Whereas in Marvel Zombies, it's like, is this world fucked or is it not?
Yeah.
Like,
But also, Weapons creates a world that's pretty grounded.
yeah.
So you want grounded answers.
Yes.
Where Marvel Zombies, it's fantastical, so you don't need grounded answers. So I get that. You've set up and established a grounded world, and then we get a fantasy ending to a grounded story. So I get that. Yeah.
And I get all like nursery tales from like way back when, or nursery rhymes and like fairy tales, all ended horribly. They were all, they're all bad.
Yeah.
I understand that it was going to end poorly. Most horror movies do, right? Because
Sure.
even
Yeah.
like was it Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like she thinks she gets away at the end, and then she.
Never again. That's on my list. Texas Chainsaw, Exorcist, Hereditary. Never again. One and done. Never again.
Watch Terrified, and you will add it to that
Oh
list.
fuck no! That's a never even for the first. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alberto, I think you actually do love horror movies. You
Not
just
not that
never
not that
admit it.
not the clown. The one I'm
Did you
jumping.
watch it?
This might be my segue. Which one? The
The Terrifier
clown?
movies.
No, I don't enjoy it. I'm
Okay.
not it's the one we're gonna talk about.
oh, Terrified.
Yeah,
Oh,
Terrified.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
my Spanish
Oh,
might
do
have
your
got in the
segue.
way.
Do your segue. Go for it. We're ready.
I already
Drum roll.
did. We're
Oh,
gonna talk about. We're gonna do recommendations, each and every one of us, about horror
we are going to
movies.
do recommendations
Yeah.
based on what Tom talked about in the last episode. So it is spooky season, and we're a week late into the spooky
We'll
season.
go a week
But
over.
yes,
Hmm.
in honor of the spooky season, we are going to recommend a film, and we would like everyone to watch along. So whatever we go with, watch it, and then we will come back the following Monday morning and talk about the film. And it's probably going to be something most of us have not seen.
Yeah.
That's the way it's trending, especially right now. Which Alberto, take it away. What are we watching next week? Remind us.
We're gonna watch Espinazo del Diablo or The Devil's Backbone, filmed by Guillermo del Toro. Is one of his earliest work, and I think you'll pretty much enjoy it. It's in Spanish, so you have to bear with it and read subtitles. So it's a very good movie, and it gave way to a fantastic career that I think we all love and appreciate to
Yep.
this day. So I'm really excited for this Frankenstein movie that's coming out also in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So
going to get a limited theatrical release, so I hope I
It
can catch
is.
it in theaters.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna catch it when it hits
I'll
Netflix.
try to
Yeah.
look. Yeah. So I highly recommend this movie. So it's based on a very sad and historical period in Spain. So watch it, enjoy it, and we'll get back to it next week. So
Is it his first film?
hey, no, don't quote me on that one. But his two major ones were Devil's Background. Then he did Kronos with
Kronos. I've seen
that's another
Kronos.
one also. Yeah. So and then he went forward with. I think he jumped into the Blade and then Hellboy franchise. And then he is what he is today.
Yep.
He's
Fantastic
Prolific,
undefeated.
director.
an
Yeah.
amazing prolific creator. I'm very excited to see one of his early works. Like, I really like his take on the spooky genre is always interesting. His Cabinet of Curiosities that he did on Netflix was
It's
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah.
so good. He made a book before that series came out. I've got it somewhere. Called The Cabinet of Curiosities, and actually goes over a lot of the things he has collected. So he
Yeah, his
has
help.
like a Hobbit house.
Oh, I went to
Have you seen it?
when I was living in Los Angeles. He had a big open at the LACMA there, the Los Angeles oh my god, Los Angeles something modern art. I forget what it is. Doesn't matter. Anyway, he had one whole wing was just turned into Guillermo del Toro's house essentially, and as soon as you walk in, it was one of the most intriguing and entertaining and just engaging museum like exhibitions I've ever been to. I loved every second of it.
I think of all the people that are creators in the film world, the person I would like to sit down and chat with the most
Yeah.
He's
is
very
probably him.
interested.
Yeah, it's
Him now
probably
that
him.
um, David Lynch is gone, probably him would be
Yeah.
the second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always
Dude,
been Nolan for me, but I feel like he's too smart and it wouldn't be a fun
yeah.
And I'd be
conversation.
I'd be happy because I would get to interview him in Spanish. So it would be a very interesting conversation for a very long couple of hours with him. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
He's one of my favorite, if not one of the favorite directors out there. And storyteller also is a fantastic storyteller.
Yes, definitely a fantastic storyteller. 100%.
Mhm.
And I've always appreciated his willingness to stay grounded in FX. And
Mhm.
we live in
Yep.
a CGI age.
The use of the practical, yeah.
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 So
His stuff with Hellboy, the Golden Circle was amazing.
Mhm.
Creatures in
Yeah.
that were just, I honestly, because like, I think we've talked about it. Maybe we haven't. I can't remember.
We did,
But
yeah.
like,
Little bit.
those Hellboy movies aren't what the Hellboy for me, but I
They're great.
still love those movies just for the scenery and the creatures and the stuff that he does there. I don't like the Hellboy take, but
Yeah.
I'm fully engaged in the world that he's in and stuff like that.
I think in reference to, like you said, with James Gunn and how he can take things that you know and make them work.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro did the exact same thing with Hellboy. It's not what we know as Hellboy,
Mhm.
but he takes all those characters and makes them endearing and makes it all work. And you can't help but love it. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't help but love it.
I love it
wish
as its
he would
own
have gotten
unique thing. It's a unique take on Hellboy. Yeah, which I
Mhm.
like.
which I still want that 6 scale figure. That's the one like grail that I want. I want the Perlman 6 scale Hellboy figure.
I wonder if
I know
any of
there
those
was
are held up still to this day because that's an old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to say. Yeah,
well, I have the
that bodysuit.
Yeah.
I have the first one.
Oh, okay.
It's terrible. So I want the second one from Golden Army because it looks like it's held up better.
Yeah.
I also have somewhere a signed version or a signed copy of his name's escaping me. The Nazi guy
Me.
with the knife arms.
Oh, yeah. I know which guy you're talking about. Yeah.
It's escaping me, but I have that sideshow figure
Cronin?
still sealed, signed by Magnola.
Would you
With a
say
certificate of
Yeah,
authenticity.
Cronin?
Cron-
Yes, that is
Cronin,
his name.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know where I put it. It's in a box somewhere, but it still has a certificate of authenticity. That figure's never been opened, signed by Mike Magnola. So yeah, that's very
That's
cool.
fine.
Yeah.
I would love it. I mean, I like the fact that Hot Toys is going back and redoing older stuff now, and there's a lot of stuff I would like to see them tackle. And classic Hellboy, I think, would be a great one.
Yes.
I
And a
have
fairly easy one.
I have
think.
I only got the one from the new film. Oh,
I still like that. Okay, granted, I have my thoughts again, and I think again, yeah, we talked about this already. I'm not gonna go into that. I like the look of that figure a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think that figure looks rad.
that's why the only reason why I got it
I
because
think
I
that
needed
movie-
one six Hellboy, but yeah.
If that was like 2 movies instead of 1, that would have been a great series.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yep.
because David Harbour did a great job as Hellboy.
If they would have kept
Good.
it as close to the Wild Hunt as possible, which they did for a long part of that movie, I would have
Yeah.
been fine with it and jump to the Fury maybe. But no, they went all Apocalypse now.
Yeah, they put too many storylines
Yeah.
from Hellboy into one. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep. But I don't have that figure, but I did borrow it from a friend and take one photo, and it was a good figure. Yeah, it's a good figure. Speaking of figures and spooky season, I'm working on something in my mind. I hope it turns out the way I want it to. Probably won't. But that'll be what I'm working on for the next couple of weeks. Something
Nice.
Mythic Legions inspired for Halloween.
Ooh. I gotta think of a
Nice.
Halloween photo at some point.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a Doom shot, but Tom took every inspiration I'm looking at, so I can't figure out where to get some inspiration because I can't. Damn it! So
I can send you some. No, fucking do your own version of it.
I'll send you the one I took and see how
Sure.
it fares. So, yeah.
I'm also sitting on like there's so many Doom. I went through my photo album this past weekend actually, and just like was looking at all the photos that I have not done anything with yet from my shooting of all the Hot Toy stuff, and I have so many Doom photos that I never even attempted to even edit or do anything with. That I'm like, I can literally make it Doom from now until Doomsday releases, and I could release them every week. It's ridiculous.
Sorry.
Don't set the expectation because now I want that.
It's not going to happen.
No, okay.
I haven't even finished. Like, I can't even bring myself to post more from the stuff that is out there already because I feel like I posted too much stuff now that I'm like, I can't just keep. Here's another Doom set. Here's another Miles set. I'm like, I got to move on to something different and then circle back around, drop them in every now and again. My brain just, I won't allow myself to just post a whole bunch of stuff, even if I have it. But part of me is like, I'd rather post nothing for 2 weeks, I guess, because that's what happened instead of trickle stuff out. It's weird.
I get that. I totally get that mindset. But also, if it's not me, I would totally enjoy seeing nothing but Doom, or Miles. I'm in.
I'm here. I want to see Alberto's take on Doom. I also know he has
Yes.
Miles. I want to see his take on Miles.
Yeah, I'm working
So,
on
like,
that.
for me, I probably won't shoot Miles again until I get my first Alien Hot Toy,
Yeah.
which I'm waiting for that to drop the Scorcher figure. I should probably get Big Chap too.
By the way, Jordan, you haven't read Aliens versus Avengers, right?
Oh no.
Read it.
I'm going to.
Read it. It's good.
I haven't been to the comic shop in a while. I actually have like
It's free on digital, man.
I know, but I like to go to the physical shop and
Me
support
too.
the shop. And I have like $200 worth of comics. They've been on my poll for me.
Okay.
So they need me to come in and buy all this stuff.
As a former comic shop employee, get in there, fucking do, because they have to work around your pile of shit, and that's annoying.
I know. I feel bad. And when I go in and get my pull list, I will probably pick up Aliens versus Avengers, or the
Yeah.
opposite, Avengers versus
That's
Aliens?
Avengers versus
Alien,
Aliens. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
or Aliens versus Avengers.
I think it's Avengers versus Aliens. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I think Avengers
I-
gets the
Yeah,
first.
I stopped buying comic books. So now I just buy whenever they're done.
Collected.
There's
I buy
paperback
collected.
then. Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of what I did because I had to stop. Like I collect too many plastic people.
I have boxes, dude. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
I know. I have not half. I have a small section of my storage unit that's just 87 short boxes of comics.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
They're all numbered, so I know exactly how many there are.
I know.
They're always there in the back of your mind. I have
Oh.
87 of these fucking things.
Yeah, and I was thinking about like if I move, I have to rent a truck just for my comics. Great, awesome.
They're heavy. Yeah.
I looked into selling mine, and I just never could quite do it.
I want to do it, but I want to go through them and pull out my favorite gems. I want to cut it down to like 5 short boxes of my favorites and get rid of all the rest. But that's such an undertaking. It's such an undertaking.
It's a lot. I have like 5 filing cabinets in the corner full of them, and most of them are old.
Yeah,
like stuff I was reading from 90s, so it's old comic books. So I'm like, these could even be worth something. I don't know. I've just been reading forever.
Sadly.
Yeah, no.
The 80s and 90s boom made most of those things not worth anything unless they happen to be a first appearance of something. Because like I had the first appearance of Miles Morales, which came out in like the 2000s, which you wouldn't think at the time. I was just buying comics, whatever. It wouldn't be anything. It wouldn't be worth anything. But because that character blew up in such a way, and we have this amazing trilogy of movies and all that
ultimate,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. But like things like that, like 90s did introduce a lot of characters that are bigger and whatnot now. So if you find those gems, those are the ones that are worth stuff. Everything else are worth fucking
nothing.
No.
I'm also, though, the weird person that when a comic comes out, I will order every variant.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I have like 7 of each comic. Every variant cover, I've got them all. So I have so many, which I enjoy.
I used to do that, but just the Frank Miller covers, and now the way they're coming out, I'm not buying.
I dialed back now. Yeah, but used to.
I think the last thing I bought was something's killing the children. I made the first 20 runs of that, and then I stopped. So
I have all the
Clayface
volumes of that.
The what?
Clayface?
Clayface?
Something Killing the Children is a book. It's the title of a book. It's soon to be a Netflix television show at some point. They're working on it.
Fantastic book, dude.
It's great. It's really good. You should check it out, Jordan. It's a really good one. I'd pick up like volume 1 is usually like $7 on fucking Amazon or some shit like that. I would just order that in, check it out.
Yeah.
I think it's like 8 volumes deep at this point. It's really good.
And it sounds like something that fits spooky season, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect.
Yep. Basically, only kids can see actual monsters, and these actual monsters go on murdering spree, so something is killing the children. And it's these things that communities can't understand or comprehend because no one can see it except for children. And then a monster hunter who gets introduced into
who is a complete another badass. And I wish somebody tackled the 112 or 16. I don't care.
It'll happen.
Somebody.
Especially now that we're getting somebody's killing. Oh no, what is it? Swamp Thing is killing the children.
Is killing the children. Yeah.
Which that man can't escape these bad allegations because he's not killing children. Yeah, they're doing a crossover with Swamp Thing.
What they see. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, I'm in. I've got homework to do. I've got to watch Devil's Backbone, read Something's Killing the Children. So,
and Alien and Avengers versus Aliens.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Got plenty to do.
Yep.
And not a lot of time to do
it though. Yeah. Definitely though, Devil's Backbone for next week. That is committed.
Yes.
Audience, if you want to join us in the conversation. We're probably still going to record it and then post it, so it won't be live. So if you want to take part in the comments section, check out Devil's Backbone for next Sunday.
Absolutely.
Monday, whatever.
Yep. That's what we're going to do. Spooky season begins. It's already begun, but I'm home now. So
we're halfway there. So.
It's halfway through the month already at this point. It's insane.
I've been on vacation. Now spooky season begins now that I'm home. Yeah. It begins with Devil's Backbone. I might watch it tonight. It's only 9:30 here. I got time.
I might watch it on Friday. We'll see.
Friday.
Oh
Yeah,
man, Erica, what was her name? Rebecca Black.
Rebecca Black. Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we'll end it on that note, I guess.
Great.
yeah, there we go.
There's something for the Nerdocrats.
Yeah. No, thank you everyone for joining in. So this was episode 11. We made it 11 episodes on this show. So it's great. It's great having fun. Appreciate everyone's patronage, everyone watching. Highly appreciated. As always, do the obligatory YouTube things. Means a lot. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good things. And we will be back next week talking about Devil's Backbone and whatever else we decide to talk about.
Yep.
You never know with us. But until then, be afraid. Be very afraid.